It's no doubt that video games aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Ever since the 90s, they've pretty much been a main staple for humanity and will continue to be a main staple for humanity going forward into the far future, I would assume. And we don't really have to worry about video games going anywhere as of right now. However, I do believe the way we are going to play video games is going to change drastically here in the next 5 to 10 years or so, given the way the current market is right now. And the reason I say that is it worth buying a video game console in 2025? You might be thinking to yourself, oh, wait a minute, what do you mean? That's like the main way we play video games. Consoles like our main staple. They've been a main staple ever since video games were invented. They have. However, I want to say this, with the way the current market is going towards, with everything being digital and not physical, everything seems to be leaning more towards PC orientation. The reason I say that is because everything on PC is a lot cheaper. You notice something. Game prices on PC are going down, however on consoles they're shooting up. We have Xbox that just announced a couple weeks back that they're raising the prices to their old hardware and their older games. We have Nintendo, which let's be honest here. Do I even need to talk about Nintendo? Because they raise the prices on anything, and then on top of that, they do not list their old games for lower prices. They keep those consistent, very consistent. Yeah, Nintendo's pretty much the Mr. Krabs of the gaming market, so I wouldn't say too much about them right now. But like I said, if you noticed, consoles are going up in price dramatically. Now, you could throw a counter argument saying, well, PC prices are extremely high. I mean, just for a graphics card, you're going to be paying $2,000 sometimes. And then that's just a graphics card. That's not accounting for the desk, the monitor, the case, the power supply, the motherboard, the storage, the RAM, CPU, etc. You're not accounting for all that, which I understand. Yes, when it comes to physical hardware, PC can be as expensive and way more expensive than consoles. That's not even a question. When it comes to pricing, PCs are 100% more expensive than consoles. However, if you want to get a used PC for a good price, or heck, even a brand new PC for a good price, $1,000 seems to be the sweet spot. Now, yeah, you could be thinking, oh, that's ridiculously expensive. But as I mentioned before, look at the way consoles are going. Nintendo Switch costs 500 buckaroonies. 500 buckaroonies. And that's if you get the Mario Kart game with it as a bundle. If you don't get it with it as a bundle, you're going to be paying well over 520 bucks, maybe like 530, I believe, because the game is like 80 bucks. Then you have the PlayStation 5 Pro, which costs 700 bucks. You can get a used gaming PC on Facebook Marketplace for 500 to 700 bucks. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, what's the difference? They're both the same. They're both around the same prices. PC at lower end PC is at the same price as the newest game consoles out there. But what would be the difference? Game prices. Game prices on PC are dirt freaking cheap. I'm talking about pennies off the dollar. Hell, sometimes you don't even have to pay for the games. You can just buy the game. Or not buy the games. You can just completely get the games for free. That's not even a question anymore. Most of the revenue that these games have are with microtransactions inside the game, like skins, cosmetics, etc. So that's where they make their money off of. With these physical games from consoles, you're not only paying for the game, you're also paying for the microtransactions inside of the game. So it makes it double the price as some of these other games. If you look on Steam, you can find games that are like 80 bucks going on sale for like 20 to 30. 2K, 60 bucks. I saw going on sale for 8 bucks one time. Heck, a lot of the popular games, look at Repo, for example. That game was 10 bucks. You're going to spend, you don't want to spend 10 bucks on a game that's ridiculously fun to play, but yet you want to spend almost $150 on GTA 6, which I have a feeling is going to cost $100. I'm not even going to lie to you. I really do think it's going to cost $100. But my point still stands. PC games are 100% cheaper than console games. And I really do think it's going to get worse for consoles because of the greed that they're falling into. PlayStation has been pretty cool with it so far because they just lowered a lot of their prices to stuff. I don't know about physical games, but I know with their consoles and their controllers specifically, they have lowered the prices to that. But still, $700 for a PlayStation 5 Pro, that's barely better. It's still absolutely ridiculous. Nintendo, Mr. Krabs, I've already said it. And Xbox, dang, they keep freaking up. I don't see what the point was raising the prices to the old games except for just greed. And let's be honest here, I'm an Xbox guy. Nobody buys an Xbox anymore. Nobody plays Xbox anymore. Everybody that says they're an Xbox guy, 90% of the time they play PC. And they just play Xbox games. That's it. Yeah, it's just seeing the state of consoles. I don't think it would be worth it to buy a console in the big 2025 because of the fact that they're overpriced as junk. Their games are overpriced as junk. You're locked into an ecosystem, which I haven't even mentioned their ecosystems yet. You're locked into an ecosystem where you can only play a certain amount of games, and you're just limited to that. Sure, Game Pass is available, and Xbox and PlayStation seem to be switching games, very few games around, but that's it. PC, you have an abundance of games. You can play all the Xbox games on PC. You can play all the PlayStation games on PC, and whether Nintendo decides it's legal or not, you can, with emulators, because they've already said it's legal, emulators are not illegal, you can play Nintendo games using emulators on PC. So there is no limit to what you can do on a PC. And heck, handheld like Steam Decks, those are just a PC in your hand. So I really do think going forward, a lot of people, and the majority of people, are going to be switching towards PC. And yeah, it's expensive right now, but you can get actually pretty good parts for a PC for just a couple $100. You can build a good PC for like $500 if you really know what you're doing. You don't have to buy a $2,000 graphics card. I think that's ridiculous. I think buying a $2,000 graphics card is absolutely ridiculous. But you know what else is ridiculous? Spending $500 on a Nintendo Switch and paying $80 for games while the controllers themselves are $90 each. That to me is ridiculous. But yeah, no, like I said, I don't think it's worth it buying a console in the big 2025. And I didn't mention this before, but I will now. 90% of the time, especially when it comes to exclusive games, you have to pay to play online. So Game Pass, and yeah, Xbox has got Game Pass, but you still have to pay for Game Pass. It's a monthly subscription. It has Xbox Live. You used to have to pay for Xbox Live until Game Pass started becoming a thing. With PC, you do not have to pay to play online at all, 100%. You can play almost any game for free, and then you can have the microtransactions inside of it. So there really is, and in my view, there really is no need to buy a console unless you're really wanting one and you do not feel like you want to set up a PC because of the practicality. You can just sit down, turn on, boom, start playing, I guess. But if you're a really hardcore gamer, there really shouldn't be any reason you should be buying a console these days. I think it's completely worthless. All the console controllers, if you just want to buy a console for the controller, just buy the controller. They'll connect on the PC. I have a controller right here. It's an Xbox Series X controller. It connects on the PC. PlayStation controllers connect on the PC. You don't even have to buy an Xbox license or a PlayStation license controller. There's a ton of third-party ones that connect to the PC just fine. Heck, why even use a controller? You got your keyboard and mouse. That's like 100 times better. But you know, I just wanted to give that my quick opinion on that, because I don't think it's worth it buying a console in the big 2025. Yeah, no, that's all I got for this video. See ya.